Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. Coming up here, we got a lot of matches that you're going to see tonight, as well as this right here, the main event right here. Cody Rhodes versus Jay Uso. These two men gunning for a shot. Which one of these two men wants to be the king of the ring? Just something to prove, as well as have something to prove. Both wants it the most. Who's gonna take it amongst the King of the Ring tournament? We'll turn up. We'll see as well. Jay Uso versus Cody Rhodes. One of these two men will be gunning for a shot, an opportunity to be the King of the Ring. We'll talk about it here in the Pro Wrestling Show, as well as this for the Queen of the Ring tournament. As you see right here, Jade Cargill makes a special appearance on Raw. She takes on Roxanne Perez. These two women will meet one-on-one for the Queen of the Ring. I know the Queen of the Ring is coming. Which one of these two women will get themselves into advance into the Queen of the Ring to meet Asuka, who will be waiting shortly and eventually coming up. Perez versus Jade Cargill. Also, too, a special interview with Goldberg. Goldberg speaks his mind out what he's going to do to Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event. We'll talk about it right there with Goldberg. What Goldberg had to say coming up. Well, the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Bayley. These two rivals, one of the two members of the Four Horsewomen, will compete for the Intercontinental Championship. We get the Raw Ring Report started right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kitty Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, we'll get to behind me, Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso a little bit later on in the show, but let's not waste no time whatsoever with this right here. Seth freaking Rollins. Let me show Seth Rollins right quick. Come on. Nice. There you go. Seth Rollins right here. Starts the show. He kicks off Raw. And he kicks off Raw with his new faction. They haven't been named yet, but Seth Rollins, with his scheme of things, would not want to be named. One thing about Seth Rollins, always, they say it like this. They say every 5 years Seth Rollins has a group. Every 5 years Seth Rollins has a group in his beck and call. You got Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman. You got Braun Breaker. They're all coming up. You see right here. They're coming up right here, and you can tell right here by Breaker and all them, what they're doing and how they're doing it and stuff like that. But Seth Rollins putting the whole roster on notice that hey, he's doing his thing and he wants to do what he wants to do, and however he lives freely, and he's going to cash in, becoming champion once again. One thing about Seth Rollins is a crafty individual. Seth Rollins knows a thing or two. He has his wife, so hey, how crafty can you be right there when you got your wife in your corner? But Seth Rollins laid out his vision on what he's going to do coming on. Rollins can cash it in anytime he wants, so looking forward to seeing that. But Seth Rollins was there to observe his protege, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker was in action. Braun Breaker went against Penta, and Braun Breaker took out Penta right here with that mid-air spear. As you see right here, Braun Breaker taking Penta out. Penta didn't even know what hit him, and Braun Breaker won with the help of Seth Rollins. One thing about Braun Breaker, He's gonna be a champion one day. Might be a future world champion. But Braun Breaker laying out the foundation that he will be one day a world champion, and under the guidance and the credence of Seth Rollins, he's gonna get there. Seth Rollins, like Jim Ross would like to say, the inspirational leader of this new faction, with Paul Heyman with holding the briefcase, as well as Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So we're going to see some interesting things. But we know that Penta was got speared, and Penta played his cards right. All right, Penta did so a little bit later on, and Penta will tell you what Penta did, but Seth Rollins was a little bit calculated as well on what he told Penta earlier in the show. Penta did not take that lightly, as we'll tell you a little bit later on in the show. Well, AJ Styles, right here, AJ Styles wanted to know why his match was canceled with Dominic, and so AJ was going to get his match a little bit down the road, probably on a future episode of Raw, AJ versus Dominic. So we'll see that. But Dominic Mysterio was kind of complaining and bitching about it. The Intercontinental Champion, making it seem like he wanted more. But Dominic Mysterio said that it's a lot of fiction going on. Dominic like the makeup and breakup. They like remember last year around this time, Dominic was with a little more Rhea Ripley and broke up with her to be with Liv. Now we don't see Liv no more, so it's a lot of unanswered questions that Dominic Mysterio regarding Roxanne Perez, but we'll get to that coming up a little bit later. Well, Bill Goldberg made his appearance. Bill Goldberg sat down with Michael Cole, and Goldberg aired out his own grievances. Bill Goldberg saying that he's gonna beat the holy crap out of Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event. Michael Cole asked Bill Goldberg, "Was this gonna be his retirement match?" Goldberg said, "Yes, will be his retirement match." And Michael Cole asked Goldberg, "If you win the world championship, what you gonna do next?" And Goldberg said, "We'll wait and see how this is gonna go." But this is Goldberg's final match. Goldberg will meet Gunther for the world championship. We kind of knew it was coming. We just didn't know it was gonna come so soon and so shortly like that. But now we know that Gunther was a little bit mad, angry, frustrated, you name it. Gunther put all his emotions out. Gunther saying this, that this ain't 1999, and Goldberg known for his quick and fast matches. And Gunther said that he ain't gonna lace that Goldberg can't lace his boots. And Gunther said he's gonna do all he can do to make sure that Goldberg does not leave Atlanta with the world title. Who can recall back nearly 25 years ago when Goldberg won the world championship and defeated um, Hulk Hogan to win his first world championship? Can Goldberg relive that magic once again and become the new world champion? That's going to be the question that everybody wants to see and everybody wants to know. So we'll see if Goldberg can get the job done. But it's going to be a tough task for Goldberg when he's going to go against Gunther, who's in his second reign as the world champion. So we're looking forward to seeing that as well. Well, we know it's official right here. Jade Cargill went against Roxanne Perez right here, and Jade Cargill easily defeated Roxanne Perez. It was like cat and mouse, but Jade Cargill advances on. Jade Cargill will meet Oscar one-on-one. Jade Cargill posing with her crown. Jade Cargill could be a step closer to getting herself a women's championship match, as well as Oscar, who could be a step closer to getting her a women's world championship match. I think either way it goes, Jay, Oscar, they're going to be being women's championship matches at SummerSlam for both those respective titles. For the women's world championship, Oscar will probably go against Kyrie Singh. I think Oscar might have a chance, but we'll find out at the Pro Wrestling Show. Tune in this Saturday for the Pro Wrestling Show Predict the Outcome special. We predict match previews and predictions as well. So we'll see if Oscar or Jay, which one of these two women will be the queen of the ring. That's going to be the queen of the ring finals right here between these two, Raw versus SmackDown. The Raw winner, Oscar, versus the SmackDown winner, Jade Cargill. Something's got to give, and we're going to see in the queen of the ring tournament. Well, speaking of that, something got to give. The Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch defended her title against a longtime nemesis and fellow four horsewoman Bayley. Bayley tried to do everything she could and more in the kitchen sink. Live Valkyria intervened and cost Bayley the Intercontinental Championship. As you see, Becky Lynch a little bit happy that happened. Becky Lynch retained her Women's Intercontinental Championship, and Becky Lynch um got a new look, a new attitude, and Becky Lynch, with the skin of her teeth, escaped and found her escape plan to get the way. As you see right here, Becky Lynch doing here, escaping with the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Between Live Valkyria and Bayley, there's going to be a lot of unremained issues going on, underlying issues between these three women. Don't look for them to call this what at the end. So look forward to seeing there. A lot of women segments and matches were going on. Even Rhea Ripley was in a fight with she was in a fight against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Rhea Ripley wants a piece of both women. Adam Pearce made it official that it'll be Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Perez one-on-one. They're going to happen next week on Raw. So we'll see that match coming up as well. Well, Adam Pearce was busy today. He even issued that the New Day will defend the World Tag Team titles against the War Raiders. So we'll see that the New Day versus the War Raiders, the former tag team champions, one-on-one. So we'll see how that's going to go down next week. Well, we get to this right here, the main event. Cody Rhodes set to defend, not set to defend, but set to go against Jey Uso. Both men urgent need of wanting to be going back for the title, making a run it back. Cody wants to go for the WWE Championship as Jey wanted to go for the World Championship. Both men have held the championship. We know Cody lost it at WrestleMania. Jey won it at WrestleMania. Jey lost his belt nearly 2 weeks ago on Raw, and Jey wants to get back into world title contention as well as Cody wanted to get back in world title contention. Well, once something has to give, which one of these two men really wants it the most? And we found out who wanted the most. Cody Rhodes and Jey kicking out each other's finishers and signature moves, but it all boiled down to the crossroads when Cody hit the crossroads on Jey to get the 1-2-3. Cody defeated Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes advances on to meet Randy Orton, his mentor, for the King of the Ring finals. Randy Orton has done it before last year. Randy Orton's doing it again this year, and Randy Orton doesn't want to make the same mistake. But this time it'll be Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes one-on-one. Two members from SmackDown. Now we'll get a shot. Who's gonna get the shot at John Cena at SummerSlam? When you look at Randy Orton versus John Cena, happened almost nearly 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, 16 years ago, 18 years ago, and now Cody Rhodes could get his rematch at WrestleMania, but this time he'll be the challenger, not the champion. So Cody Rhodes looking for his redemption story and what he did, and so we could see that coming your way at SummerSlam in MetLife Stadium, New York. Cody Rhodes won, and Cody Rhodes now gets himself to go against Randy Orton. It'll be the Viper versus the American Nightmare. We'll see that match coming up at King of the Ring at the Night of Champions. So looking forward to seeing that as well. So Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso did their all and stuff like that. All right, that ends the Raw Ring Report. Let's move on to Wrestling Hot Topics. We'll move on to Wrestling Hot Topics and talk about this. Don't forget the Night of Champions will be this Saturday. We'll have predict the outcome. We'll have coverage of Night of Champions. We'll have predict the outcome that morning and we'll have the review. Who left Night of Champions with some gold? We'll see. Can Cody Rhodes or we'll meet Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton will meet John Cena right there at Night of Champions. So we're looking forward to seeing that as well. Now we know that Night of Champions will be in Saudi Arabia, and after the effects that the U.S. had did to launch 3 missile strikes into Iran, a lot of unsafe territory going on between that and a lot of WWE crew and stuff. But this WWE saying they're gonna still go, but a lot of insiders saying that ain't a good idea of WWE doing that and making it hard and making it less unfortunate for the WWE superstars to go over there when it's really uncharted territory when you think about it and how that's going to go. But it said that right now everything's clear, so we're going to go with that. But we get some news coming up if they cancel or whatever. We'll let you know. We're going to breaking news and make an emergency podcast, emergency show on that situation if that situation comes true. Like we said, we told you, Cody Rhodes got the victory over Maven J. Uso. He'll move on to meet Randy Orton, and between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, they will meet John Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. So we'll see who's going to do so as well. All right, and also too, history repeating itself right here. We can show that picture right quick. We showed you that Dominic Mysterio was a little bit perturbed earlier tonight, but Dominic goes back, flashback, way back right here. Dominic right here when he was a young man, I think 2003, 2002, 2003. And look at Dominic now as the Intercontinental Champion. Trish Stratus holding him back then, nearly 20 years ago. And 20 years later, Dominic's knowing and being a runt as is. So Dominic Mysterio uh, got a lot going on for himself as the Intercontinental Champion, but he's going to be defending that championship down the road against you know who coming up. All right, like we said, we're going to end the Raw Ring Report. We're going to end the Raw Ring Report with Cody Rhodes getting the victory over Maven J. Uso. Both men put their heart, soul, and sweat and tears into the match, but Cody Rhodes will emerge victorious. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon. So long. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT